Hurricanes are among the most powerful and awe-inspiring weather events on Earth, forming exclusively over vast stretches of warm ocean waters. These massive storms are not only breathtaking to witness from space, but they also have the potential to reshape coastlines and impact millions of lives in their path. The process begins when the sun heats the ocean's surface, causing water to evaporate and fill the air with heat and moisture. This warm, moist air is the essential fuel that powers a hurricane's incredible strength. As this air rises higher into the atmosphere, it cools and condenses into clouds, releasing even more energy in the form of heat. This release of energy intensifies the storm, creating a powerful cycle that draws in more air from the surrounding area, causing the system to grow larger and more organized. The rotation of the Earth, known as the Coriolis effect, causes this entire system to spin, giving hurricanes their iconic, swirling spiral shape that can stretch hundreds of miles across. At the very center lies the eye, a surprisingly calm and clear area, often just a few miles wide. Surrounding the eye is the eye wall, a ring of towering clouds where the storm's most violent winds and heaviest rainfall are concentrated. Spiraling outward from the eye wall are rain bands, long, curved bands of clouds and precipitation that can extend the storm's reach for hundreds of miles, bringing heavy rain and gusty winds far from the storm's center. To help people understand the potential danger, meteorologists classify hurricanes using the Saffir-Simpson scale, which ranges from Category 1, with minimal damage, to the catastrophic Category 5, where winds can exceed 157 miles per hour, and destruction is widespread. A major hurricane, classified as Category 3 or higher, can cause devastating damage, flattening homes, uprooting trees, and leaving entire communities without power or clean water for days or even weeks. The energy released by a hurricane in just a single day is truly staggering, rivaling the world's total electrical output. This immense force is unleashed through powerful winds, relentless rain, and massive waves that can reshape coastlines. This incredible power drives destructive winds that can snap trees and power lines, torrential rain that leads to dangerous flooding, and storm surges that inundate coastal areas, making hurricanes one of nature's most formidable threats. Understanding these features and the science behind hurricanes is crucial for preparing, responding, and ultimately surviving when these powerful storms threaten our communities. Hurricane Erin began as a tropical wave off Africa, quickly finding ideal conditions, warm water and light winds, to intensify. It rapidly grew from a tropical depression to a named storm, then exploded into a Category 5 hurricane with winds of 160 miles per hour. Erin's size is as impressive as its strength, with hurricane-force winds stretching 60 miles from its center and tropical storm-force winds reaching 230 miles out. Even as Erin fluctuates in intensity, it remains a major, dangerous storm. Experts warn that its impacts will be widespread, regardless of minor changes in wind speed. The forecast suggests Erin could strengthen further before a gradual weakening, but its large size ensures it will affect the western Atlantic for days. Erin's rapid growth is a stark reminder of the Atlantic's potential during peak hurricane season. Even a weakening hurricane of this size can be extremely dangerous. As of Monday, August 18th, Hurricane Erin is positioned approximately 130 miles east-northeast of Grand Turk Island, churning over the warm waters of the Atlantic. The storm's well-defined eye and powerful circulation are clearly visible on satellite imagery, signaling its continued strength and organization as it moves through open ocean. Erin is currently moving northwest at a steady pace of 12 miles per hour, maintaining a consistent trajectory that forecasters are watching closely. This northwestward movement is expected to continue over the next day or so, influenced by surrounding atmospheric conditions. Guided by a strong area of high pressure over the Atlantic, Erin is gradually drawing closer to the United States. Current projections indicate that its path will bring it near the Carolinas and the Mid-Atlantic region by the middle of the week, raising concerns for millions along the coast. The National Hurricane Center's forecast cone outlines a range of possible tracks, reflecting the uncertainty that still exists in Erin's future path. It's important to remember that the impacts of a hurricane can extend far beyond the center, affecting areas well outside the cone. Meteorologists expect Erin to remain a major hurricane for at least the next couple of days, fueled by warm ocean waters and favorable upper-level winds. However, as it moves northward, it will eventually encounter cooler waters, which should lead to a gradual weakening of the storm. Even if Erin's center stays offshore and doesn't make direct landfall, its massive wind field and powerful ocean swells are expected to reach the east coast. Coastal communities from the Carolinas to the mid-Atlantic should prepare for rough surf, dangerous rip currents, and beach erosion. A direct hit isn't necessary for significant problems. Dangerous surf, heavy rain, and flooding can occur far from the hurricane's eye. Even areas hundreds of miles away may experience hazardous conditions, so it's crucial not to underestimate the storm's reach. Warnings and advisories are already in place for coastal areas stretching hundreds of miles from the storm's projected path. Local officials are urging residents and visitors to stay alert and follow all safety instructions as conditions can change rapidly. Now is the time to finalize your preparations for guaranteed impacts. Secure your property, gather emergency supplies, and monitor updates from trusted sources closely. Staying informed and ready is the best way to protect yourself and your loved ones as Hurricane Erin approaches. Erin's vast size sent outer rain bands across the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico, bringing heavy rain, gusty winds, and power outages. High surf and rough seas were the main threats, with massive swells making beaches dangerous and prompting port advisories. As Erin moved northwest, the Turks and Caicos and southeastern Bahamas braced for tropical storm conditions, strong winds, heavy rain, and hazardous surf. Even without a direct hit, these impacts disrupted daily life and required preparations. The Caribbean's experience is a warning for the U.S. East Coast hurricanes can cause significant damage from afar. Swells generated by Erin are now traveling toward the U.S., threatening beaches and coastal infrastructure. Reports of flooding and rough seas highlight how far-reaching a hurricane's influence can be. Vigilance is essential, even when the storm's center is distant. As Hurricane Erin approaches, the most immediate and widespread threat to the East Coast isn't the wind or the rain, it's the dangerous surf. Even before the storm makes landfall, its effects are already being felt along hundreds of miles of shoreline. Erin acts like a massive paddle in the Atlantic, churning up the ocean and sending powerful swells toward the coast. These waves, some reaching heights rarely seen outside of major storms, are battering beaches from Florida all the way to New England, making the water treacherous for anyone nearby. The relentless pounding of these waves is already causing significant beach erosion, eating away at dunes and threatening homes and businesses perched close to the water. But the most serious danger isn't always visible from shore. Hidden beneath the surface, rip currents form, fast-moving, narrow channels of water that pull unsuspecting swimmers away from the safety of the beach. These currents can be nearly impossible to spot, and they're responsible for more deaths each year than hurricanes themselves. With Erin's powerful wave energy, these rip currents will be stronger and more frequent than usual, posing a deadly risk even to experienced swimmers and surfers. The ocean may look inviting, but beneath the surface, danger lurks. In response, the National Weather Service has issued high surf advisories and rip current statements for much of the coastline. These warnings are not just for show. They're based on real, immediate threats to public safety. Local officials are urging everyone to stay out of the water, even if the skies are clear and the sun is shining. The ocean's power doesn't disappear just because the weather looks calm. The threat from these dangerous conditions will linger for days, as large swells continue to move up the coast and break on shore, long after Erin itself has weakened or moved away. Lifeguards will be on high alert, watching for anyone who might ignore the warnings. But ultimately, your safety depends on your choices. Heed the advisories, respect the ocean, and stay on the sand. The only guaranteed way to stay safe from Erin's reach is to avoid the ocean altogether until conditions return to normal. Your life is worth more than a day at the beach. Dare County, North Carolina, has declared a state of emergency and ordered a mandatory evacuation for all visitors on Hatteras Island. This isn't due to a direct landfall forecast, but the certainty of severe ocean overwash from Erin's massive swells. Hatteras Island's single highway is vulnerable to flooding and could be cut off by high surf and storm surge. Evacuating now ensures safe travel before conditions worsen. The Outer Banks history shows that even distant hurricanes can reshape the coastline and cause major damage. Residents and visitors are urged to secure property and leave promptly. These actions show the importance of respecting the ocean's power and preparing for the worst. The top safety rule during a hurricane like Erin: stay out of the water no matter how inviting the beach looks. Even wading can be dangerous, as powerful waves and rip currents can sweep you away in seconds. If caught in a rip current, don't panic. Swim parallel to the shore to escape, then angle back to land. If you can't break free, float or tread water and signal for help. Stay off piers and jetties, as waves can unexpectedly sweep over them. Keep a safe distance from the water's edge, even on the sand. Check surf forecasts and heed all advisories before heading to the coast. Talk to lifeguards and teach children about the dangers. By staying informed and cautious, you can safely enjoy the coast from a secure distance. Even if Erin stays offshore, coastal residents must prepare for its effects. Secure loose outdoor items that could become projectiles in strong winds. If you're in a flood-prone area, have sandbags or barriers ready. Create and practice a family emergency plan, including meeting places and contact information. Don't forget pets. Plan for their needs too. Assemble a disaster kit with food, water, medications, flashlights, and important documents. Stay informed with updates from the National Hurricane Center and local officials. Have multiple ways to receive warnings and follow evacuation orders if issued. Preparation and quick action are key to protecting your family and property. Hurricane Erin is a powerful reminder of why we must respect these forces of nature. A hurricane's danger isn't limited to its eye. Its energy and size send hazards far beyond its center. Dangerous surf and rip currents on the east coast are proof of Erin's reach, even while it's far at sea. Monitoring hurricanes requires advanced technology and constant vigilance. Every storm is a call to review emergency plans and stay informed. Hurricanes are part of Earth's climate system, but living with them demands respect and preparedness. We can't control hurricanes, but we can control how we prepare and respond. By understanding their power and heeding expert warnings, we can weather any storm safely.